Hello, viewers. Welcome to another wonderful episode in your favorite talk show on Serenity TV. It's still your girl Gloria, and today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic that is related to love in general. So today in the studio discussing with me this topic are
Ifeanyi Chukwu Iwu.
I'm Ike Obonia Gospel. Glad to be here.
welcome, sirs.
Thank you.
So today our topic today is can you love someone and still want space? Can you love someone and still want space? This is a very powerful and relatable topic. I think at least all of us here, one way or the other, are actually in a relationship. So this topic actually opens the floor for to discuss emotional maturity, boundaries and awareness, and also clarity in relationships. So the question: can you love someone and still want space? But
Well,
sorry, before we go further, let's actually define the word love. What is love in your own terms? What is love?
Okay. Love is very ambiguous to define
Okay.
because everybody you see it from your own perspective. So what I see as love may be different from someone else. But I think love is that act of selflessness when you go beyond yourself to reach out to other people, to think about others. I think that is what is love for me.
All right.
well, definitely. When you're talking about general definition, they said is a strong feeling for someone. That is where you bring it to husband and wife or a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Okay.
So is a strong feelings because it's not normal feeling because this is something that when you see this person you have companion, as a compassion about this person. Is in fact is beyond likeness. I guess
All
what I'm
right.
saying.
All right. So you've given your own introduction of love, your own definition of love, and Mr. Gospel actually gave his own definition of love. So in general, we are saying that love, the word love itself, is not just about affection and attraction. In a healthy relation, there is more to love. There's the communication, there's the care, there's the attention, there is the intentionality in love. So now, moving forward, what is space? When someone uses that word, I want space in a relationship, what do you think the word means? What is space in a relationship?
Yeah, when you said space in a relationship, because space will mean a lot of things. But when you
Yes.
talk about space in a relationship, I think is that time in a relationship where you have to rejuvenate and go back to yourself, like trying to get yourself together to understand who you are and what you want for yourself in a particular relationship. So space is actually that enabling environment you create for yourself to understand yourself and the type of relationship you want. So that is what I see space as in a
All right.
relationship.
Well, he has said it all. It's just like what he said is a vacuum, and it's just to have your free time, think of about yourself and the next step to take. Just
All
that's
right.
what I.
All right. So understanding space in a relationship, space in love. What does space actually mean when it comes to romantic, platonic, or even family? Like you said, you've already said it's a space where you have to give that room for yourself. Just it's time to think and all that. Now, a lot of relationships, we have a lot of relationship, and this particular issue is affecting a lot of relationship. When it gets too emotional or too overwhelming, use the word I want space. But a lot of people actually confuse the word space with disinterest. Do you think space, when you say you want space in a relationship, do you actually take it as like I'm no longer interested in a relationship? Do you see space as the word disinterest? You're no longer interested when you say I want space in a relationship.
Well, I don't see that much or like that. But people see things from their own perspective. So everybody have their own way of thinking. Everybody have their own perception of viewing things. So, but in a relationship, I think space is a necessary ingredient for every relationship, even for married couples. If you follow the trend or if you follow divorce cases, we see that when you approach the court for divorce, most of the judges usually advise you to go back, create space, and then have a rethink about your marriage, because it helps you, fix the things. Because maybe while you are coming to court, there is so much tension around the marriage or tension around the relationship. But space, as a necessary ingredient, gives you that time. You pull out of that relationship and then, go and have a rethink. Why am I there? Whose fault is it? Why is it going so sour? Is it my fault? It creates you that environment, that opportunity to just have that thinking about yourself, and it also gives you time. Now, what are the things you want? Personal growth. Sometimes your relationship can be choking. Maybe the person loves you too much, maybe can love too much, or the person is not showing you the type of love you want. So space is just a very vital ingredient. It's even um like me, I'm Catholic. In the Catholic Church, we don't advise for divorce, but sometimes they will tell you you can separate. So that space helps both the husband and the wife to go back to the drawing board. They go back to when they started, because there are things that brought them together to come to the altar and say, I do. So when those things are no longer there, there is need, okay, go back, and then have a rethink. Look at your life, look at what you have done so far, and know why is just everything is going left. Why are you coming to say, I don't want to do it again? Is it necessary? So it is a vital ingredient for every relationship, because once in a while it gives you that ability. Because once you go back and come back, you see that you will come back better, because you've digested how far, and then you get new things to impute in your relationship.
Wait, I want to ask you a question. So, what happens when you give the space and coming back and someone else have already taken your space?
Is
Sure.
yeah.
Because you can't keep a lady, tell a lady to stay. Hold on. That I want to think of something or think about my life. If I should
That
continue or
that
not.
is where communication and balance comes into a relationship.
Yes, yeah.
Because let me say, for instance, now you actually want a space. There is need for communication.
Yeah.
You communicate with your partner that, okay, this is what I want. This relationship, this thing that is going on is actually not healthy for the both of us. You guys communicate and give yourselves time. And in this space doesn't mean that we have healthy and unhealthy space. I don't know if you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
go ahead.
It doesn't mean that you want space and you just go off the like you just go off, no communication or anything. Because sometimes if there's no clarity, when you guys have a conversation, there should be clarity. Like, okay, this is what I want. This is the reason why I want us to actually take a break. Let's figure this thing out. Let's see if this is actually what we wanted. If this is actually the kind of relationship, because I think every relationship has a relationship goal. When you are going to, you know the goal. There's a goal for you going to a relationship. This is the goal. This is what we are aiming at. And when you're not getting that, and you feel that, like you said earlier, you feel that this relationship is suffocating, is choking you. You want at a point to give yourself space to reflect, to think through. Now, if you're not getting that, you have conversation, you have a communication with your partner, and you guys talk it out. Okay, this is how long. Let us give space and think this through. And that space now, he knows the reason why you are actually requesting for that space. And he too, so if he's matured in mind, he knows that, okay, this is what led to you asking for space. He gives you that space. Because you've discussed about it, you know what is going on. And you don't just go space, you want space, you go 3 months, 4 months, 5 months without communication. Definitely something else might go wrong. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that is the need for communication and balance. Just communicate and let there be a balance in the reason why you're going for how long you guys want this space to be, how long you want to have a reflection, how long you want to think about it. That is where the word communication and balance comes in. So
Yes, I agree with her what she said, communication and balance. Because just like your question, when you want to create space in a relationship, you first of all discuss what you want, what you are looking at. Because just like I said, there are some relationships that are maybe toxic. They won't allow you achieve personal goals. Maybe let me say, let me not use married relationship now. Let me use the unmarried ones. Now your boyfriend doesn't want you to do this, your boyfriend doesn't want you to do that, limiting you on who you are. So maybe when you look at those indices and say, no, I'm really not getting what I want as a person because I'm in a relationship, I can come close and then I'll say, let's try and define this. So but when you create space and then you come back and maybe the space has been occupied just like you said, you it's not actually a bad thing that that space has been occupied. It's when creating space means that you when you created that space, you understand, are you really going to come back, is it going to work? Because creating space is a two-way thing. Okay, we create space, we go back, we look at the workability of the relationship. So if it's something that won't work, you know it
Okay,
won't
if you
work.
actually get someone else before you come back,
Yeah,
that
you
is
know that,
meant for
okay,
you.
yeah, you know that
Okay.
it
Well,
wasn't.
but this relationship of a thing is not really my thing because it have not been favorable to me right from the onset.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I may not really said like giving space or thereabouts. Most times you might decide to give space just to, okay, for instance, you've been the one calling a lady, your girlfriend or whosoever that you choose to, either wife or girlfriend, be the one calling, checking up, giving attention. At a point, you say you will just want to take break to know if actually this person really loves you or really wants you. By the time you take space,
And maybe the person is actually not reciprocating the same
no,
energy
no,
you are giving to her.
you might be misunderstanding that person.
Mhm.
For instance, now, okay, I have this lady that she's as busy as I am.
Okay.
She work from morning till night. The same thing, I work from morning till night. So by the time I come back, my call is usually at night. So most time when I come back, I call her. She won't pick. Call her. Even about 3 days, we will not even have communication on phone or any other place. So that kind of person now, if I'm to give her space now, you see that she don't even mind. But that doesn't mean that she don't even love me. She loves me. Even most times when we have time, you see her, giving all the whole time that she didn't give. But that exact thing I want, she's not giving it to me at that moment. So giving her space, it won't even touch her. It will be the same thing because she's occupied with so many things.
That is why we need communication.
So how do we bring in this communication?
You create time for communication. Because if you keep saying, okay, because she's always busy and you are busy, that time you say whenever she comes around, you have that time, create that time for communication. You guys should sit down and talk about it. You have a communication and decide if this is going the way we want it to go. Is this actually what you want? Is this actually what I want? This is what I want and I'm not getting it. You understand? You talk about it. In order to get what you want. I mean, you said
Yes, and another thing is understanding.
exactly.
Now you both have to understand that this is how your work is. My work doesn't give me time and yours doesn't give you time. So you now try to figure a way how it will work for you. It's not just like creating space is not just like maybe, let me say, you call someone, you check up on someone and maybe they don't reciprocate, then you decide to say, okay, let me hold on. No, creating space is you must come together to discuss the space. And for you to create space in a relationship, there are certain
It must be
things, there are certain
written.
indices that will come up. Either the relationship has become toxic or the relationship is so cold,
It has become very boring
boring,
Yeah,
or
sure.
there is a need
for the
so for
space.
the space don't just come up. Is the space doesn't come up, maybe let me say she's not responding and you say, okay, let me leave her for now, and maybe by the time you are leaving her somebody is stepping in. That is not the space. Yes, because
I totally understand. Go ahead.
that's not this why I say that's not the space is if you maybe you are with someone and then you are the one who is communicating, loving, doing everything, sending the flowers, and then the person is busy morning, busy, and then you say, okay, let me stop. But that's not space. Because why I say that's not space is because there is no understanding. You people have to understand what the ways around yourself. That's why when you are creating space, you go back, you check yourself. She checks herself. You know, my work, will my work allow me this? So you, when you understand each other, you know that okay, we can't see during the daytime, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't communicate effectively, but maybe I can drop a message, you check the message, how are you, this and that, fine. Maybe weekends, we can just, after some time, we plan a weekend getaway, we stay out, only us, have time. These are when you understand how it works for you in the relationship. So it doesn't matter whether maybe you may not call consistently because of work and all those stuff, but when you understand why, how it should go, you now talk about the space. But when you, let me say, you during your leave period, let me say if you people are living apart and you have a leave, you can just decide to spend it there. So let it be that that period of time, you are together. Even maybe whether the person might not be on his or her own leave at that particular time, but he goes to work, he comes back, the friend is there, you see, you
And
communicate.
this space of a thing, I think having wanting space in a relationship is actually comprises of a lot of things. When you're in a relationship, like you said earlier, when the relationship feels choking, because sometimes you can be in a relationship and you're not yourself. You just cannot be yourself around your partner. He doesn't like this thing you do. He doesn't like this thing you do. You have to do this thing just to please him. At that point, you feel like you're actually losing yourself to that relationship. That is the time. Most time, that is the time where the space comes in. I would just say space is wanting, like having the freedom to be yourself inside the relationship.
Relationship.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, me, I disagree because I don't even see any need or is it if it's necessary to have space in a relationship. If you, once you said you love this person, like you defined, love is beyond just is a strong feelings.
It's beyond affection and
Yes, because when you say you love this person and both of you are communicating, both of you, and there should be understanding because, like I always tell people that in a relationship there are three things that cannot work inseparably. They are together, like we have God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, which is love, endurance, and trust. These are three things that are together. So when you love this person and you trust this person and you are ready to endure, be patient, whatever it is. So you both can sit and talk without even giving a space.
Okay,
Do you
now,
understand?
okay, let me ask you a question in regards to that. What if you're in a relationship and now your partner or your girlfriend or your wife, actually, there are some things you do that she's not comfortable and she's the controlling type. She actually wants to control you. You say that you don't see any need for space in a relationship. She wants to control your movements, who you talk to, who you see. Like she's nagging.
Okay. In that aspect now, as a man, once you're a man is not to be in charge. So, however, like they always said, however you lie your mind, that's how you lay on it. Do you understand? Now, it depends how you started with her or him, rather. Now, if what the kind of hand you are giving to your girlfriend or wife, whoever she is, determines what will happen tomorrow. Now, if you allow your wife or your girlfriend, okay, at the girlfriend stage, whenever your mom comes around, she make your mom uncomfortable. I always tell you, please, your mom should go, that we need our private. You understand? So, even if you marry her, she'll still behave that same way. So, you need to let her know that these are boundaries. You don't cross these things. Do you understand? So, by the time you let her know, understand that this is how you are, so I think she will respect that. And if she's not comfortable, she walk away. Or she rather tell you that I'm done. You must stand to your, there's no need of having space or thereabout. Having space is you are giving her maybe, let me give it a second thought if I'm continuing or not. At that point, decide if you are going to continue, if this lady is controlling you much. and it's
But,
not even
but you know, relationship is a process where two people get to know themselves. When
definitely
you call it relationship,
sure.
you can't just say, okay, you met a girl now and you just tell her, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want, and this is what I want. It's a process of two of you getting to know
We are
yourself.
still on the same point.
Do you understand?
On that process, there are things you will do. Just like when you have a child growing up, there are some mistakes you will do. You take cane and flog the child to correct the child. That's the same way relationship goes. So that when it gets to the stage where both of you will live together as husband and wife, she won't repeat that mistake again. She know that these are the things. You see some wife will tell some of their friends, ah, leave my husband though. Don't date this place. So that's his own habit too. Before him. Because she have known him as someone who is very clean and neat, that doesn't want anything dirt. So that is how you keep yourself. That is why I use that adage. The way you lay your mat is the way you lie on it.
All right. All right, viewers, let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Thank you. Welcome back, viewers, from that very short break. So, we are still on the topic, can you love someone and still want space? I know a lot of people will say there's nothing like space in a relationship, but there is actually something called space in a relationship. Okay, for instance, let's take this possessiveness. You are in a relationship and you have a possessive partner. When you know what I mean when your partner is possessive, like he wants to own all of you, every minute of you, every time of you, every day, anything you do, he wants to be aware. In that kind of relationship, now do you tell me that you just keep quiet and just feel choked in that relationship? When you keep looking at it, you even that time alone you need to have with yourself. Your partner calls you and be like, "Where are you? What are you doing? Why didn't you pick my call? Who are you talking with? Where are you going to?" How do you how do you cope in such relationship?
Hey, I keep laughing because it's not gonna work for me at all. I walk away because
You walk away even when you love that person.
love.
When you really love that person.
It's one thing about love is love goes down the same way it grows, the same way it goes down. So when I'm getting the opposite of what I want, I rather move, take a step out than staying there like I'm stuck. No, I walk away.
So you actually agree there's something called possessive love.
Yes, definitely. I've experienced it. It's not
Okay.
really that. There are some ladies that are like that. In fact, they want to be talking to you all the time. In fact, they don't want to see any message on your phone.
Okay.
Mistakenly, they found maybe any WhatsApp message. I just
Wahala.
may God help you that you didn't save that girl's name with something with and or emoji, love emoji. You are in a hell because to me, I will not even take it. Once I find out that you are the type that want me to behave or the same way you want, as in control me, regulate me exactly how you want me to be, it will not work. Because I want everybody to be free. Even my own person, I want her to be free too. Same way I'm free. I don't think I've ever opened my partner message, either WhatsApp or direct message, or start scrolling on this thing, asking question, who is calling you or thereabout. So I want her to be free. So the same way, if she's kind of a kind of person that want to control me, that I can't move, man, I rather leave
You
her.
find your way.
I find my
You not
way.
request for the space.
In which space?
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about, do you think love and independence can coexist? Like you love this person, but the person actually wants to be self-independent. Because some people will tell you that since we are together in a relationship, you will not do this. You will not do this. Even when everyone has a dream, right? You have a dream. Even the woman that is your partner has a dream. So if you are in a relationship and you have a dream, maybe let me say your dream actually is some, let me just say something that is related to the movie industry or something now, and you as a woman, you want your partner say, because we are dating, I don't like people that go that way, so you must not go there, despite the fact that that is what you want. So, and you want to be an independent person, you don't want to be someone that relies on the guy. Do you think that love and independence, that two of them can coexist in a relationship?
Well, like what happened previous months ago between I don't know if how authentic the information is between Morris and Regina Daniel. You know that the husband almost threatened the Morris to
Yes,
arrest him
yes.
for swimming, having a kind of
Where they were shooting there.
they were shooting a movie, but in a pool. The husband was like, wow, what is happening? Because the husband already allowed her to continue since she had been shooting, been taking an acting movie before he met her. So she can continue. But that one really got him, I swear. So at that moment, one thing about like I said, I allow my partner to be free. Pursue your career, whatever you want to, whatever that will make you happy. It's not I want it. I will encourage you. I will even empower you to be happy. For you to be happy. But restricting you in some certain things, maybe that will make you unhappy. I'm not part of it. I don't think that would be. I think there should be independence.
So you believe that love can coexist with
Sure,
independence?
sure.
All right. What about you, sir?
Yes, love can coexist with independence. One thing about love is complex. So when you talk about love and then relationship, you have to know that first of all, relationships are defined. It's not just something you know, venture into. It's not a business. It will be your business. You define it so that you know whom you are dealing with. So relationships are defined because one necessary ingredient in every relationship is understanding. For you to be with a man or for you to be with a woman, you have to know the way they think, the way they perceive issues, because that is how they react. Because for you to react to something, you have to think about it. So your thinking faculty defines how your reaction will be. Sure, you get. So when you talk about independence and love coexisting, yes, but these are things you define before
When you're entering into the
yes,
relationship.
when you're or even while you're in the relationship, you need to understand that this person needs this. So these are the things that now lead to creating space. Because when eventually you don't define this, you
You're
are
not
carried
getting
away.
actually what you
People that say love at first sight, and you are carried away by all those beauty, handsomeness, money, and whatever. You enter into a relationship, and then you are seeing different character that doesn't suit you. At a point, you now say, "Let's take a break. Let's pause." And then you now call. That is how where space comes in. So that was why when I was looking at space, space comes in three different aspects. We have there are three different things that brings about space. Toxicity of the relationship. When the relationship is toxic, so you create space. When there is excess love or excess attachment, emotion,
like the possessiveness. When
yes,
there's much
you create space. Then when there are individual
differences.
not differences, like individual issues,
Yeah.
you also create. Because I might be having my personal issue, I might be depressed, it may be from my work, from my village, from my direct family. So I cannot allow the toll or the emotions or my problem to have a hold on my partner. So at a point in time, I can call for space. Please allow me to address these issues so that I don't use it on you. Well, some people have issues, and it's they either they are nagging or they become violent. So you have to
Transfer aggression.
transfer aggression. So these are the things that call for space. So
all
it's
right.
yeah.
So
And
sorry,
space, okay.
if I may come in, the independence you are talking about, does it have anything to outside? Is it outside career or generally?
Generally.
yeah.
Okay.
Generally.
Well, there are some things I may not really take.
No, independence in the sense that when we talk about independence, like you're a man of your own. Do you understand? You're a man of your own. And any woman, if you want to, no man wants to marry a woman with a liability for a wife. You
Sure.
want your wife to have something, to be an independent woman of herself. You don't want a woman that you will actually rely on you for everything. But there are some people that are very possessive to the extent they don't want you to go out. They don't want you to do anything. They just want you to just sit down and listen. Whenever they bring you, take. So that is why I asked if independence can coexist with love in a relationship.
To an extent.
To an extent.
Yes. Because if my wife, maybe her job takes her out from Owerri and she doesn't even care about the home, I will stop her.
But that
Sure.
was the same job she was doing before you guys started dating. You didn't
Definitely.
talk about it.
No, before then, if I understand that her job is as in her job takes her out from Owerri, maybe for instance now, or where we are, and she her job is a kind of job that takes her round, like she don't even have time for I or my or the kids. I will stop her in as much as I can provide for her. I can provide for the
And that
family.
is where the understanding comes in.
Yes, and defining the
That is where the
relationship.
understanding comes in. We let me just say we are going into a relationship. I tell you, okay, this is what I do,
The nature.
and this is the nature of my job. If we have to do this thing, this and this, okay, I love my job, I can't quit my job. This is what gives me joy. This is what I found interesting. So now it is left for both of them to actually discuss about it, understand themselves. This person actually there have to be a compromise from both of them.
Yes.
You will have actually I compromise. I will come to like an agreeing point.
Yeah.
Because you can't just say because you don't want it, I have to quit my job. It doesn't work that way.
Mm. Well, you should be thinking of one thing. Now, you should choose between your job or your family. Now, if you are taking your job now, how about your family?
That is why I said there is need for understanding. They are still at home
Discussion.
dad. You know that.
They are still
Yeah.
what?
They are still at home dads.
Okay.
Okay, let me just I came across this post some time ago. There is this woman, or her job, she's a military personnel. Understand? Before they got married, that's what she does. And the husband actually understood that this is what my wife do. Okay, I love this person, I really want to get married to her. And she's not willing to quit her job. This is what she has always wanted to do. She has always wanted to serve the country. Now, two of them came to an agreement. Okay, if you go out for operation outside the state and everything, I could actually stay at home to take care of the kids. They had an agreement. They came to a compromise, and it's true
Okay.
because they understood themselves.
Yes.
Do you understand?
So, how about two couples working in a bank? I know that this person, something might happen and this person stayed late and this other person stayed late. So who take care of the kids? Who come?
They have to decide. They will come together and
they will
have to
discuss.
communicate. There has to be a discussion.
You have to discuss.
Well, everybody
and
has
know.
the right of their opinion. For me, I think I may not really tolerate some of these things.
Yes, you may not,
Yes,
but other people
might. When there is a room for discussion, you talk about it, talk it out, and find a way to balance,
make it create a balance.
make it work. Okay, let's move on. How do you recognize the difference between alone time and avoidance? When someone is trying to avoid you, telling you that okay, I want space, but they're actually avoiding you. How do you recognize the difference between this I want space and I'm totally avoiding you? I just don't know how to tell you, don't come close. So I just say I want space. Then how do you like recognize the difference between this person actually does not want space, this person is avoiding me? How do you recognize that differences?
All right, you can recognize the difference through their character.
Okay.
So you know the person you saw initially, and you know the person you are seeing now. So when they tell you they want space and it looks like avoidance, you will know. Maybe you will know like this person is getting tired of
yeah.
the
Give us an
relationship.
example.
Okay, an example. Let me say, before you create space, just like I said, there are issues that will come up. Now, when maybe there are no issues, and then all of a sudden the person wants space, so you can see that maybe the initial love is not there, but they have pretended for a long time. So some people stay in a relationship, they are pretending. So when they decide to go for space, that space is not just space, it's avoidance. Like I don't know how to call it quit, but let me see if we can just dissolve like sugar, melt, and everybody split. So you see that their character will change. They no longer like the things you do for them, like unlike before. They don't do the things they usually do for you, unlike before when the relationship started. And then even if you say, okay, take your time, think about it and come back, they don't feel you see that they are not feeling
The
like
reaction is
yes, like please, we've created a space, can we disappear, vanish?
So have you ever asked someone for a break or like I want space? Someone ever asked you, please I want space in this relationship. Let me go and rest.
I've asked for space.
You've asked for space.
Yes.
So why and how did it turn out?
It wasn't bad. At least it gave me the opportunity to go back. Like
What was the reason for the space?
It was more of my personal issue. Like, I'm dealing with a lot at this point in time. So I need to go home, go back and, fix myself. So I don't need those things because people are expecting, your partner is expecting, do this, do that. And when they are not seeing that, they think maybe you've changed. So you call them together and say, please, this is my situation right now. So give me a break. Let me fix myself. So if they understand you, they will now know that that regular calls will not come as usual. The usual gifts, outings, all those things will not come. So
All right.
See, when you're talking about just be plain, let's just be real. The avoidance is a red flag
yes,
that they don't want.
Mm.
So that is it. If a lady don't even want you, she will not pick your call. She'll be see, I've witnessed it. I've been with a lady. A guy is calling her. She was looking at the phone and she couldn't even pick it. I said, pick your call. I don't answer the call. Later on, she later picked it that I'm sorry, I'm not with my phone. Can I call you back? She never called back again. This guy had been called. So these things are red flag. Just know it that this girl don't even want you again. Allow her to be. There are some people that will be like they will be blunt. They will tell you truly that I'm not in the mood to talk. So there are people like that, and there are people that will pretend. They just keep mute. They won't even talk to you. They won't even tell you anything. How they feel, they won't even let you know. Even if they don't want, they won't even let you know. So it's a red flag, total red flag they don't want. So know it that they don't want, and that relationship will not continue. That's
Yeah.
it.
All right, all right. So if someone is not picking your calls, like this is a red flag.
How can you call someone?
But you're not there. You are not there.
No,
No, he's not there.
at
He
least
was the one that was witnessing because he was with the lady. You in question that is making the call. You're not there. You only believe what she tells
no.
you.
I assume that I'm the man calling.
No,
So I said,
because now you are aware of the reason why she's not picking the
imagine I was like, no, wow. So they purposely did. So I thought maybe it's just like maybe they are not with their phone or they are doing something busy or they are busy. Most of them they are not busy. They will tell you they are busy. They are not busy. They are just trying to take their time and think and check. Nah, this guy is not giving me what I want. Let me walk away. And they won't tell you that it's over. They'll just keep quiet. 3 days you've not heard from them. 4 days, 1 week you've not heard from them. And when you try to call them, they'll just busy your line. The next thing you call them, they'll just tell you that I'm not. Start having that this thing. So
At that point, you know they are giving red flag. Now it's time for you to say goodbye to the whole thing. All right. Now, the last question. We have been talking about space in a relationship. If you can love someone and still want space. Now, a lot of people out there are actually struggling with. There are some people that are in relationship and they are actually going through a lot. They just don't know how to come up with it and tell their partner, okay, this is. And like we said earlier, love is also about understanding and maturity in mind. So when you have a partner, if you cannot actually come up to your partner, a lot of people are struggling with it. There are some people that are in relationship that are dying silently. It's just how will I even tell this man I just want space. It's not like I'm tired, but I just feel like I'm suffocating in this relationship. I want to tell him to give me space. What would be your advice to that kind of person? Someone panicking because or maybe someone just said their partner just tell them that, hey babe, I'm tired. I feel like with this whole thing going, let's give ourselves space. And the person start panicking. He wants to break up with me. What would be your advice to such person? Is it that the partner is not actually breaking up, but actually want time to self-reflect? What would be your advice to anyone going through such, who is in a relationship and he feels that I'm not getting it, things are not working, or their partner actually wants a space, but they don't know how to go about it. They feel that if this person actually leaves, so he's gone. What would be your advice to the person out there?
well, let me say something about this. I always tell people who love our relationship is favorable to them. Like I said, me, my own case is different. So I always tell them, even if you are giving out your love, don't give 100% of your love because of your health,
Mental health.
mental health, rather.
Okay.
Because giving out 100%, it's just like a heart failure. I always say, no, me, I'm always, I'll be truthful and blunt. Now, for the man or whosoever that is there, the man should give at least 60 or 70%, at least. Then the woman can give 100%. Who cares?
Someone cares. Someone cares because it's emotions we are dealing with here.
Because
So I'm
what
a woman. You don't say who cares. Someone cares.
I don't know, because if a man should give heart, because women are good at breaking hearts. You see,
Really?
I don't know. I don't get it. That
Wait,
no. That's that. No, 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 no. You're actually
wait
bringing
now.
gender into it now.
No. I'm sorry. I'm coming.
Men break
You
hearts
know,
a lot, not just women.
wait now. One of the popular songs, they said, last. Now everybody go carry.
Everybody go chop breakfast.
Everybody will chop up. So, so because everybody is giving out, and one thing with men love with passion.
Women don't.
Eh?
Women don't.
Women always have option. So,
Don't say that. Don't say that. If you're putting it that way, men have options out there. But as a fine man, and there are girls that are eyeing you out there too. Just say with women.
to get a woman is very hard.
But
But
you know,
for the woman to
you
for a man
you
to
agree with me. You agree with me that when a woman loves you, she loves you 100%. If a woman truly loves you, if a woman wants to love you, she will love you 100%.
I don't know. But I've never worked for me. But that's by the way. For the guys who are in such situation, and the lady said, I want to give you a space, or want a space. Like I said, if you did not, maybe if you actually did not give out 100% and give 70, you can easily take it in, allow the person to be done. Now, sit back and think about yourself. What am I gaining from this relationship? Is this actually healthy or not? Okay, where is this relationship taking us to? Are we going to, even if we agree to marry or decide to marry tomorrow, will it still really work? These are the things you think about. Allow the lady to go. Then give her space. Watch her very close. Know if she will really come back, or she will do some things that will show you that this lady really loves you. And if she's not doing it, know that, your name is Otilo. So leave her and allow her be. Then move on. That's
All right. So what I advise our viewers out there, those that are going
Okay.
through similar.
What I would tell someone who is maybe when they tell you that your partner is telling you I need space. First of all, you have to be open-minded, and you have to be knowledgeable about these things, because when you know them, you'll be able to accept it. So just like I said, now one thing about creating spaces, it doesn't mean that every space created will be closed. Like when you create space, you come back to the relationship. It's not a guarantee. So you can create space and understand that, oh, it wasn't even a relationship
Yeah.
it wasn't love. Maybe
So that's infatuation. Or
yes,
something.
or something. And then you say, okay, fine. So we have seen it. You see that some people who created space end up, they separate. They are good friends. They see each other. Hello, hi. There's no enmity. They just realize that it's not working. So that is why that space is healthy for relationship. So whether you are creating space to come back or to separate, what matters is understand the reason for space. So if your partner say, I want space, you don't just feel like, oh, he wants to break up, she wants to break up. You have to be calm first. Analyze the whole issue. What's going on? Am I the problem? Is it the problem? You call your partner, you sit, you discuss what is going on with you. What is the reason for the space? Is it personal issues? When you analyze all these things, then you create that space. Okay, fine, go think. Sometimes people say I want space, they leave, and by the time they are back, it will be like, oh my god, so
I've been
I've been
all this time.
suffocated. You never saw the space, you never see yourself trying to create a space
You
for
just
yourself.
realize
But
when they are not
when they walk out, you just see,
the life
wow,
of the day.
you just see, oh, like you are covered with a veil, and you be like, and by the time maybe they are trying to come back, you'll be like, oh, no, 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 it's not. I don't think it will work. I just realized myself, you have been the one even choking me. I thought maybe I'm the problem. Here you get. So that is, I think, so understand, be open-minded, and then understand your partner, ask questions, and then
Alright,
discuss.
Thank you very much, Nas. Thank you for being on the show. It
Yeah.
was actually a wonderful, wonderful topic. So, to our viewers out there, you've all heard what we said. Remember, love isn't about passion or constant togetherness, it's about freedom within connection. And space itself is not about pushing someone away, it's about preserving individuality and avoiding emotional suffocation in a relationship. In other words, what we are saying is that love says I want to be with you, and space says I also want to be myself. So let us just get it right and not confuse the both of them together. Thank you very much for watching. Until we meet again, goodbye.